Hello, welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. I'm your host today, Betsy, and with me is Trent.
This is your captain speaking.
You're the captain now?
I'm the captain now.
To make another movie reference before we even begin. We are on to our next Oscar-nominated Best Picture movie. We are watching Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
So this is what, movie number 9, 10, 23? I have no idea anymore. I lose track,
I think this is number 6.
when we do them in advance. I can't keep them sorted in my brain. But yes, we're doing Triangle of Sadness. We are streaming this one because it is available to rent.
Yeah, we're going to rent this one because we don't have it playing around here.
It is not playing around here.
Yeah, we just got to do it.
We just got to do it. But I don't really know a whole lot about this movie, Trent. What do you know about it?
I think I probably know more than you because I've seen the trailer at least a couple of times.
Okay.
It's about a bunch of beautiful rich people who get on a boat captained by Woody Harrelson.
All right.
And it encounters some bad weather and crash lands on an island.
And I understand this is like a satire of the rich and wealthy.
Yes, it is a send-up of the rich and powerful and beautiful and whatever the fuck else. Also, it is very European.
Yeah, so I know that the guy who made this, who wrote and directed it, he has made a couple other movies that have gotten some recognition from the Academy. His last movie was called The Square, and then he made one called...
And this is The Triangle.
Yep. He likes shape movies. And then he also made one called Force Majeure.
I've heard of that
which
one.
They actually remade. Do you remember a few years ago there was a movie, and I think it was Will Ferrell, where this family's on vacation, there's an avalanche, and the dad reacts in the moment of, oh my God, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
He has a really bad reaction, and then the rest of the movie is his family being like, what the fuck was that? So that movie is a remake of this one. I have no idea what that one is called. I just know it was Will Ferrell, or I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a guy who has been recognized by the Academy. His movies have been remade in America. This one is interesting because it's kind of crossing both of those paths, because somebody like Woody Harrelson being the star of this is an interesting choice.
I don't even think that he's the star. I think he's just the only person that you recognize.
He's the name, certainly.
He is the only name in this movie. And the fact that he's the captain, he can just be the person that people bounce things off of for comedic purposes, and he's maybe the payoff at some point. I don't know, but I know that the real crux here is that these people are terrible, regardless of the fact that they are rich and beautiful and whatever else. But like whether or not we get an ending here that is satisfactory, or they're going to learn a lesson, or maybe they're all going to eat each other, I have no idea.
As I understand it, this movie's a little bit bonkers, so I'm interested to see what it is, because when it gets nominated for Best Picture,
it's got to have something.
It's got to have something to it. So we'll find out. I don't think you and I really know much else about it. We're going into it pretty blind, so let's just go do it. We're going to watch Triangle of Sadness, and we'll be right back. We're back. Triangle of Sadness. Trent, how do you feel?
That was a weird one.
I knew it was going to be, and it didn't disappoint. It's definitely one of those where it's like, okay, where is this going? Where is this going? Because it is a slow burn. Slow. Very slow.
And it's not like it's bad. It's just
not boring.
It's not boring. There's always something happening. It's just, what's the point of everything?
What's the end game here?
Yeah. What are you trying to get to? Is this like an overall statement, or is this like I kind of lost the plot?
So it's a commentary about a lot of things.
It is.
Like there's obvious commentary about the ultra rich, but there's also a lot about influencer culture.
Yep.
But in part 3, when everything falls apart, none of that matters. Basically, everything you have and everything you do is bullshit. And I'm calling bullshit because when it comes down to it, when it really matters, none of those are real skills.
Yeah. And when it comes to like actually surviving, like real survival, none of that other shit that you do to make your money matters in the least bit.
And the woman who is saving your asses is the toilet cleaner.
Yeah.
And she knows that she's better than you in this scenario.
Yeah.
And it changes the dynamic of the whole group.
The name of the game is role reversal.
Absolutely.
In a lot of different ways.
Well, and I didn't fully comprehend, like, there's part 1, part 2, and part 3. And part 1 is Carl and Yaya. So we're introduced to these two models.
Yeah, young, attractive model couple who they kind of even come right out and say it. They're together to build each other's brand.
Yep, it's good for Instagram. It's good for business. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to be in love. But we're both young and beautiful.
We're expected to do the things that people in our position are supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be going out to a fancy restaurant and fighting over the bill.
And going to the yacht and eating fancy pasta.
We get a free ticket to get onto this yacht and do this thing in order to, like, not only increase their own brand, but to like promote the other brands that was sending them there.
You are famous.
It's everything.
Because you're famous to continue being famous.
Yeah, and that is the self-perpetuating machine that is the Instagram influencer culture, which we've talked about this before. Betsy and I are not fans of such thing.
I would rather, if you're going to be an influencer, have an actual talent or skill. Most of the people who are influencers don't really do anything.
Or be genuine about the things that you're hawking. I understand if you're being paid to, you know, hawk the thing that you're already using. Or like if you do makeup or clothing or whatever the hell else.
I also kind of find it adorable when like a 90-year-old grandma who is on Instagram gets a sponsorship deal. It's like, that's sort of weird, but also I love that you're popular enough that this has come up.
Sure, but that's a separate thing.
It's a separate thing, but at least, you know, you didn't go out there intending to become famous. It happened for you, in your own little way.
In some cases, yes, people stumble into being famous, and I get that. That's the internet, and that's what's awesome about the internet. But in these cases, I don't think it is genuine in the least bit.
Oh, no. And then in this movie, you've got Yaya posing with pasta, and the Russian guy at the table says, "Are you going to eat that?" And she says, "No, I'm gluten intolerant." She literally is creating this fake persona for the internet. That is what so many people do. It's not real. It's all posed. And you have to take picture after picture after picture. Like, how many times do they show her making Carl take 20 pictures? She's not satisfied, so he takes 20 more.
Yeah.
And she's not the only one doing this. Like, the Russian has to do it. The solo guy, he's like, "Oh, I was supposed to come on this trip with this woman and she couldn't come, and could you take a picture with of me?"
Yeah.
Which immediately prompts them to say, "Well, why don't we take one together?" Because they know that is what people respond to, is young, beautiful people being rich and on a luxury yacht.
Right. It is an image thing more than anything else, which is really the name of the movie, because they start off with Carl, the male model, who is in this fucking lineup for this luxury brand of clothing, I guess. And the guy, I don't even know what you call the guy who is like filming everything.
A documentarian, I guess.
Well, there's a guy filming it, and there's also the other guy who is like trying to get them to like pose and whatever else before the actual audition.
So yeah, there's the before, and then there's the actual audition. So they have the casting director.
And you're gonna know a lot more about this than I do.
Well, the first part is the guy saying, "Okay, if you're going to be in this kind of an ad or that, is this a grumpy ad or a happy ad?" And it's all about the richer you are, the more you look down on your own clientele.
Right. You want to have a very exclusive clientele, and you're looking down on anybody who cannot afford you.
Yep.
But then on the opposite side, like an H&M in the mall, they're going to be all happy and
accessible and cheap and happy. So it's a literal commentary that the richer you are, the more unhappy you are.
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being dumb and poor and happy. Or you can be rich and miserable, because these people, in a lot of the cases that they show, are rich and miserable.
Yeah, to a point. Some of them are.
Or then you've got like the Woody Harrelson character who is not rich, but he's thrust into the rich, and he is the least likely to fit into this crowd. Like he's having a luxury dinner and he literally orders a cheeseburger because he's like, fuck these people, fuck this whole experience.
I don't get down with luxury meals or whatever this says.
Fine dining.
Fine dining, yeah. Yeah, that's us. Like, if we were to ever go on a luxury cruise, or even just a cruise in general. We would
stick out like a sore thumb.
We do not fit in this company.
No, if we were in this particular cruise, we would be sitting there losing our minds.
Yeah.
Because this is not our kind of people. And it's genuinely, there is this weird thing about rich people just being rich and the things that rich people like. Mm-hmm. And it's so stupid. Like, there's so many things that they just decided as a subculture were refined and cool. And if you actually, as an outside observer, look at it on the inside, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No. Like, a lot of the food that they're eating looks disgusting.
Yeah, they're these elaborate dishes.
Yeah, and like, I don't know about you guys, but when I eat food, I want to like to taste it. And I don't want to have to justify the expense. If I'm going to go out and eat a fancy meal, I'm going to eat every little morsel on my plate because I'm spending a lot of money for it. These guys, they'll take one little bite and they say, okay, enough of that.
Or that's all there is it's a 2-bite course.
Sure.
And then we're going to keep bringing
like
more and more and more. Yeah. And then you're still fucking hungry and you have to go to McDonald's for a cheeseburger afterwards because you're starving. It's a strange philosophy, but it's not about the food itself per se. It's about the experience and the status of, I'm at this fancy restaurant and you're not. I'm rich and you're poor.
Yeah, and they have the fancy dinner at the beginning of the movie and they're fighting over the bill.
Yeah, so the movie literally starts because he is clearly not comfortable paying this bill at this expensive restaurant. She makes more money than him, and they get into a fight about it, and he keeps saying it's not about the money, but it's completely...
Of course it is.
It's all bullshit. Like, they set up this relationship, and at the beginning I didn't quite understand it, but by the end I understand it, where his only asset is being young and good looking, and he doesn't belong in this world, so he, in effect, whores himself out to whoever will move him up in the world. And at the beginning it's Yaya, and then when the world falls apart for them, it is Abigail, who is the cleaning woman, who is just better at this. So he whores himself out to her because it gets him ahead.
It keeps him alive.
It keeps him alive.
And in the case of the beginning of the movie, it keeps him employed by being attached to this, maybe even like younger, hotter star in the modeling world, and her taking his picture and being together in pictures helps his brand. It's all about branding.
Yep. Leading with your brand. You gotta have a brand. People need to know it and understand it. And yeah, that's the whole influencer culture, being young and beautiful. And he has
doesn't last.
This guy has no substance. Like, neither of these people has anything to offer other than being young and beautiful.
Pretty much. Like, I did have the thought that, you know what, these guys are in their probably 20s or late, maybe even like early 30s, and they've maybe never had a job in their life. And yeah, like the gal who is, like Abigail, who was doing all this stuff, they're making fire and like fishing and doing whatever else. I don't know a lot about those things, but I could figure it out. But all of these other people who have been rich their entire life, or they've never had to have a job, they wouldn't even know where to start.
Oh, well, they've had a job. They stand in front of a camera and they do perfume ads.
Sure.
That's a job. I mean, again, somebody has to do it, but it is not the same as cleaning toilets.
It's not the same as cleaning puke off the fucking rugs that all of these rich pricks are puking up all of this expensive food.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but man, I appreciate a movie like this. It reminded me of Parasite. of any
Oh,
other
yeah.
movie. It reminded me of Parasite, and it is taking a magnifying glass to the rich and powerful, and the lower class taking advantage of their stupidity and ignorance.
Well, yeah, and you don't even meet Abigail until the third act. Like, they show
Yeah.
her, she is with the crew. Like, there's shots of her, but she has no lines. She is unimportant. She doesn't have a name. And it's not until she washes up on the beach, the lone person in this lockdown lifeboat.
Who probably had the idea to, anytime there's trouble, she's gonna go to this thing. She's probably had this planned out forever.
Probably, which is why the lifeboat is stocked with food.
Yeah.
She ain't no fool. She's like, eventually, the metaphorical ship is going to sink.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be prepared.
And I'm going to be prepared because she's had to work her entire life. And she gets overlooked, so nobody's going to notice if she just gets on the lifeboat when nobody else thinks to do that.
Yeah.
So you've got that whole first act with the two of them, and then we've got the yacht. So the second part is just showing, here's this Russian couple, here's this British couple, here's this woman who is, I think, German, who had a stroke,
Yep.
and her husband. There's a couple there with a baby. There's a woman who keeps complaining about the
sails are dirty.
The sails are dirty. And
Ma'am,
the captain,
there's no sails on this ship.
The captain has to explain, this is a motorized ship. There are no sails. Maybe you mean something else. And she says, no, my husband, he confirmed it. It's the sails.
Yeah.
Like that thing about having to be right and having to be superior. And everybody on this ship has been trained. Like they show them getting a pep talk before the cruise starts.
Yep.
Whatever they want, do it. The answer is always
They want
yes.
an illegal substance? Say yes.
Get it for 'em.
They want to do this? Say yes. You need to do it because at the very end, you might just get a big tip.
Money. And they're all just chanting money.
And this, again, it is a snapshot into the life of somebody who is a working class person working for a paycheck who might be able to get a little bit, just a chunk, just a taste of the higher class life.
Right.
By getting a big tip from one of these assholes.
Because these are the kind of assholes that'll give you like $1,000 tip. Because they can.
Well, that's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing to them.
Which is so funny because the first argument that we have with Carl and Yaya, they keep saying it's not about the money. And she's like, I'm so generous. And she's like, I think it's unsexy to talk about money. The only people who don't talk about money are the people who don't need to worry about money.
Yeah.
Everyone should talk about money.
Yes.
Everyone. If you're not talking about it, it's because you have too much of it.
Or, like, you are stupid about money.
Or you're stupid.
There's a lot of people who make a lot of money, and they're very stupid with money.
They're bad at using it.
Yeah.
They lose it.
But, like, Betsy and I, like, we talked about money, like, before we started, like, planning to get married. Like, we all had our own stuff together before we got married. We had our own bank accounts, we had our own credit cards, we had our own insurance, we had our own cell phones. Everything was under our own names. Then we got married and we combined everything. We talked about this stuff. But really the only restriction that you and I have with each other is, you know what? If you're going to spend money on something that is like not a common thing or not a thing that is
a big purchase.
We have a conversation about it. Basically anything over $100.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Betsy, you're gonna go on a trip up to Minneapolis to go see an artist that you like.
A musician, yeah. I'm going to a concert.
You're going to a concert.
I don't need to run that by you. I'm
You're
going
not-
to that.
Yeah, you have your own time off with your job. You have your connections up there to either stay with somebody or not. You can stay in a hotel if you need to, but I'm not going to go to that because I don't care about that musician. I don't care to go and spend the money for that for myself just to be with you. It's fine with me if you want to go off and do that. Just as if I want to go out and spend something on something stupid just for me, then that's just me. Like, we share our pool of money. At one point in our marriage, I was making more money than Betsy, and now Betsy makes more money than me. That's awesome. I'm glad about that. You know? And they talk about these gender roles. Like Carl and Yaya are having this conversation about, he's the one who always needs to pick up the bill because
he's the man.
That's the heteronormative way of doing things. Like the man pays for something and the woman is just, oh, thank you.
But meanwhile, the reason he's saying this is not because he wants to be equals, but because he doesn't want to pay because he doesn't have money.
Exactly.
He's making it about men and women when in reality he's just this little boy who doesn't have any money.
But that's the thing. Neither of them have any money because her fucking card got declined.
But she has more money. But they're all pretending. That's the thing. These two are pretending.
Yes.
So when we get to the boat and they're with real people with real money, they don't exactly fit in with this group. You've got the
Not
Russian
really.
guy who's in shit. I sell shit.
He is king shit. That's how I refer to him.
Who's there with two women? Did you notice this?
No.
Yeah, because there was the older woman.
Yeah.
And then there was the other woman next to him who was like, can I have this? The bimbo with the big boobs at the bar.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was with two women there.
Okay.
Presumably, I would guess his wife and his mistress, ?
Maybe.
But they were both with him.
Oh, that's right. She was off to the side and she asked him, can I have this?
Showing something on her
Showing
phone.
something on the phone. Yeah. I think it's probably a mistress kind of a thing.
But clearly they're all okay with this because the other woman is also there.
Again, very European. All of this entire movie, we said it in the intro, very European.
Right. And then you've got kind of these weird things that come up. So like he's king shit. Later in the movie, the entire boat is overflowing with literal shit. You've got the old British couple who we've come to find out are in like weapons.
Yeah.
They do weapons and landmines.
And he is like saying these euphemisms for what kind of things
What
that
his
they
business
make,
is.
what the business is. But then by the end, he finally starts saying, yeah, grenades and landmines. And there are these bothersome regulations that are going to ruin my weapon making business.
Which, of course, they're this sweet little old British
Yeah,
couple.
and you would never think of that.
No, and later pirates show up and they
throw a fucking
grenade
on deck and she picks it up.
The woman's
Is this
reaction,
one of ours?
yeah, she's just, it's an explosion. We don't see it happen from close up. We see it from far away.
Yep.
But it's that thing where their own inventions, to some extent, are destroying them.
I saw the first Iron Man. I know what that's about.
So there's all of these people on this boat who are terrible, and they're all out on the water, and we don't even see the captain for a very long time because he is drunk in his cabin, and he's clearly just some kind of figurehead. He does not work. He does not do anything.
He doesn't need to drive the boat.
He is not really interested in being a part of this group.
Yeah.
And I think Woody Harrelson is an inspired choice because he is the biggest, like, I do not care. I don't care.
He has one job. His job is to show up at the captain's meal, and that's it.
And thank them for coming.
Yeah.
And give them a fancy evening, and he does not have to do anything else the whole time, which is the one thing the woman in charge is trying to do. She's just like, Captain, we just need to decide which day are we doing this? Any day but Thursday.
Cannot be
Thursday's
Thursday
great.
because there's a storm coming.
I heard you. Thursday's great. We'll do Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And of course, we've talked many times on this episode about Dutch angles. This was the most literal use of Dutch angles because the whole idea is it's a sense of impending doom. And we're on a boat and the boat is rocking. So when we first see them starting the captain's meal, he is standing at an absolute angle. Askew. And then the rest of this scene, the cameras just keep tilting because the boat is sloshing about.
Making the audience uneasy to a point.
Yes.
And I love the fact that he chose this night of all nights, maybe because he just wanted to see the chaos, because everybody's going to be eating all these weird things. Everybody's going to be drinking a whole lot.
So much seafood.
It's a lot of seafood because they're on the sea, of course. Plus Nutella. They had to have
weird.
The fucking airdrop Nutella box.
In a yellow plastic case, dropped into the water and rescued by the crew.
Yep.
And it's this like super secret mission. And when they open it, it's fucking Nutella.
Yes, but he is choosing Thursday, I think, because the waters are going to be rough and all these rich fucks are going to be in there, and we find out later that he is this secret socialist who fucking hates all of these rich assholes.
He's just sowing the seeds of chaos.
Exactly. He wants to see the chaos. He wants to see all these people stumbling around and just being jackasses.
Well, and all of the crew are like encouraging the bad things to happen. So like these people are sitting there eating this fancy food and the crew is noticing that they're starting to get unwell.
Yeah.
And their suggestion is, well, we say if you are getting seasick, you should eat something. It helps because if you have an empty stomach, the seasickness is worse. Which is about the single worst piece of advice.
If you're going to get seasick, you're just going to get seasick. There's no helping that.
But certainly eating is not the solution.
Yeah.
Eating more food is the worst thing you could do. And then like the one woman is getting sick and she keeps saying, champagne, give me champagne. As she's about to puke, she needs to push it down with champagne.
Uh-huh. And I love the fact that in the shot there, the woman is pouring the champagne and she pulls it away in mid-pour.
Before she's even done.
And downs it and then she pukes it up again. Oh my God, there's so much puke, Betsy.
You knew this was going to happen.
Oh, I knew this.
Because they kind of get at it in the trailer.
Yeah.
But you've got this whole room full of people eating seafood, and they're kind of going faster and faster. Did you kind of notice, like, we're getting more shots of more people as the chaos was starting to bubble?
Sure.
And yeah, one person starts, then the next person, and then somebody else. And before you know it, half the room is throwing up, or they're just out in the lobby puking, or they're in their hotel room shitting everywhere.
And there's so many like different things happening at the same time. Like you're hearing the captain over here talking, you're hearing these people puking over here. You have the guy on the floor having a heart attack.
The water slamming against the windows.
Right. And there's also people outside cleaning windows.
Yeah. That was such a weird touch. You just see this squeegee go, But just to show you the lengths this crew is trying to go to give this special experience when they know this is a terrible idea. They don't call it off. They just keep moving forward because all they want is that tip at the end. Yeah. They want this to be a perfect, wonderful experience, and they will do the most absurd degree of activities to get that out of these rich assholes.
Yeah, to the point where when things are all fine, one woman is insisting upon the entire crew, from the captain on down to the engineering people. Just think about Titanic and all of the different levels of people who have to go out and take the water slide down into the ocean.
Yes, she wants them to swim.
Everybody has to swim.
I want the crew to go swimming. But first she gets one woman in her clothes, fully clothed, into a hot tub.
Yeah.
And she is the most uncomfortable, like, every service person has been in there.
Yes. I mean, no, I can't. No. Yes. Okay.
Gritting her teeth. It's so hard to say no to a customer when you have been told to say yes.
Yeah.
But there is a line of reason, and it's really, really hard to overcome that. She could have just said yes. She could have just done that, but she can't speak for the whole crew. All she had to do was get in the hot tub, and this woman probably would have let it go. But because she was resisting, it just upped the ante. This woman now wants everybody on the crew to go.
Yeah, and it's this
She would have stopped with you.
It's this weird mentality that some rich people have, that they have the best ideas. Everything that comes out of their mind is genius.
Yes.
Because it's their genius that got them rich in the first place. When a lot of times you're just fucking lucky.
And it's also that thing of, I want to do something nice for the crew, even though it is the most inconvenient thing for everybody on that boat.
And not being considerate of the consequences of them having to do this.
Well, and it inconveniences everybody on the boat because now they have to push dinner back. Like, the kitchen staff has to stop cooking this luxury meal to go swimming.
Right.
It is fucking stupid. But this woman is just sitting on the side of the boat going, yay, yay, as they all go down the water slide. It is ridiculous. And then when everything goes off the rails and they're just puking and shitting everywhere, the only two people who are unscathed by this are the two drunk guys. And it's the captain and the Russian. So while everybody is in their room or in the hallway having the worst night of their entire lives.
The crew's okay, though, because they've been on rough seas before. They're fine.
The crew is fine. The guests are not.
Yeah.
But these two are just having a drinking contest, quoting, like, communism and
they're
capitalism.
having like quotes about like the tenets of capitalism and communism
And Marxism.
and all of these famous people, what they've said about each thing, and trying to one up each other with these quotes. And I get it, you're having a drunk conversation,
and again, a
with
commentary about where they are and what's going on.
Exactly. Where the captain also admits, I'm like not a very good socialist, because yes, I agree that everybody needs to pay their fair share, but at the same time, I am on a multi-million-dollar yacht ferrying around a bunch of rich people who are paying my salary.
And I don't have to do anything.
And I don't really have to do any of this shit. I don't care about any of you. I'm just here because I have to be here to get a paycheck. And Mr. King Shit is spouting all of his capitalism thing, which is weird coming from a Russian, but back in, he said, the late 80s and early 90s, which is, of course, when the Soviet Union fell, he found himself in a very good position.
Well, and greed is good, Trent. That's the same time he said something about like 1987, late 80s.
Yeah.
That's the time. Mm-hmm. If you were there and you were resourceful.
In the right place at the right time, and you had your like company.
The know-how.
If you had a company at the time or had the resources, you could absolutely take advantage and just be the guy for that particular industry. It still is that way today, because there's a lot of people in Russia who have been like the guy for this particular commodity. Like if you want something in this agricultural region, you have to go to this guy. And if you want this other thing, you go to this guy. And in the US and everywhere else, it is competition galore. But over there, if you're the chosen selected
if you
oligarch,
got there first,
if you're the chosen selected oligarch of whatever, you are on easy street.
Oh, well, let's not open that can of worms about how people are trying to do that in America, because there's plenty of giant corporations that are getting more giant every day. But...
Indeed. We're not going to talk about that today.
But yeah, these two fools get absolutely drunk, find themselves in the room with the button that announces overhead.
The PA system.
The PA system. And the Russian dude says, "The boat is going down. This is bullshit. Pay your taxes."
Yeah.
And then starts reading like communist or anti-capitalist lectures over the PA.
Yeah.
While these people are literally, like, one woman is sliding back and forth because her entire floor is covered in her own filth, and she is violently ill, and people are in the hallway while the toilets are overflowing with shit, and it's just a nightmare in a few hours.
Yeah.
And then when the sun comes up, they get boarded by pirates.
And they blow up the boat. I had no idea that when I said I'm the captain now, that exactly this is going to happen.
Well, in two ways, because first we get them taken over by pirates.
Yes.
And most of the crew and most of the guests are killed.
Yes.
Because only like 8 people end up on this island. Mm-hmm. They all wake up, and there's a dude there that they've never seen. And we are unclear if this guy is actually one of the pirates or he is actually one of the crew.
Right.
Because they're suspicious, but even the woman who works on the boat doesn't know this guy.
Sure.
I don't think she does, but why would she if he works under deck? Mm-hmm. In the engine room, she's unlikely to run into him a lot.
Here's the deal, though. A pirate, if he was actually a pirate, he would have known that there's a resort on the other side of the island.
Maybe. Probably.
He would know the area better than anybody else.
But yeah, it's just, again, sowing the seeds of, like, suspicion, and everybody immediately starts freaking out and, like, pointing fingers and hiding food and, like, collecting resources. And the only one...
trying to cut deals and say, once we get out of here, I can make you a rich woman if you share your food with me.
But your wealth and importance means fucking nothing.
It means nothing.
Because you can make all these promises, but what if we never get off this island?
Exactly.
And so the woman who knows how to fish and start a fire, maybe she was the lady who cleaned the toilets, but here, she's the captain now.
I'm the captain
And she literally says, I'm the captain. On there, I was the toilet cleaner.
Yep.
Now I'm the captain. You, who am I? You're the captain. Throws him a bit of food, like little fucking training exercise, like a dog. I will give you a treat if you do the trick. And they all do it. And they're just like, yes, you are the captain. And she's like, okay, you two are going to sleep with me in the lifeboat. You two stay here, watch her, and
watch the fire.
Watch the fire. Don't let the fire go out. And immediately they fuck everything up and start stealing her pretzels because she basically tests them, leaves her bag full of treats. And they fail miserably because they're unreliable, unresourceful, stupid, hollow people.
Well, yeah, and they kind of resort to being sort of childish in that, oh, it's just going to take one. It's just going to take one. It's okay. Nobody's going to notice. Come on, just take one.
Well, and the other two guys immediately start waving their wealth around. They're like, I have these watches. We have watches. Let us in. We have watches. They're worth so much money. No, not in this scenario.
Do you see any money on this island? Do you see a store on this island?
No.
Yeah.
You are unimportant. I'm the captain. Do what I say. I'm the boss.
Yeah. And, maybe it's just me, but the first thing that I would do if I was in this situation is go explore. Like, do the thing that they did at the very end of the movie just to see if this island is inhabited or not.
They wasted weeks on this island before somebody had the idea to go and look for something else. And in the middle of the day, a guy with like knockoff watches and bags just shows up and starts trying to hawk his knockoff designer wares.
Yeah, to the woman who can barely speak. And when she does, she speaks German.
She understands, but she can't speak so well.
Yeah.
So I figured when he showed up, I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I expected, where they just didn't even try. And all they had to do was go to the other side of the island, and there is a luxury resort there. We see some plastic chairs, some covered up boats, and an elevator.
Right.
Elevator.
With fucking like Eurotrash music blasting through it.
Yes. And oh my God. That's just the logic. Like, they don't fire the things. But here's the other thing. Do you think Abigail knew that was there?
No, I don't think so.
Because it's that thing where she volunteered to go with Yaya because she's going to have a talk with her. She's basically stolen her boyfriend and using him for sex because she can, because she's got the power and he's young and hot.
Yep.
But they go over the mountain, they get there, and Yaya immediately tries to change the dynamic again. And Abigail seems disappointed. Like, it feels like it could be that she knew, but you're probably right. I don't think necessarily that she did. But once they figure out there is a luxury resort here, everything is going to go back to the status quo where I'm the toilet cleaner again.
Exactly. I have to go back to being what I was before underneath all of these assholes, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm the captain. I'm not going to be anymore.
Right. I've got it good for right now, and it's not going to last if they find out they can get out of here.
Exactly. But it's coming to a swift end anyway because the woman in the boat knows something is going on here. The woman in the raft saw this dude, so she knows something is happening on this island, but nobody else was around to communicate it to.
Sure. And I feel like the Abigail character, it's very possible that in her time on the island, she happened upon this stuff that showed that there's other people here.
Evidence, at
the very least. And she's trying to protect whatever her life is as it is. But then I don't know if this situation that she's in is better or worse. I don't know if it's worse.
It's all about position.
Yeah.
Because on this island, like, she gets up and gives a speech the first night and says, you all need to stop relying on me so much. Like, one for me, one for you. What about that big pile of food? This is my pile of food.
Right.
I caught it. I started the fire. I cleaned the octopus. I cooked it. I did all the work. Well, we did work. What did you do? We moved that log. We gathered firewood.
That's not enough.
Not enough. So
I get to decide what is good and what is not.
I am holding all the cards. I'm the only one with any valuable skills. You would all be dead without me.
Yep.
And in any other world, in the, quote, real world, she doesn't have that authority. She doesn't have that power. She's the woman who cleans the toilets because it's the only job she can get, presumably. She's on this luxury yacht cleaning up people's vomit. Like, we literally see her doing that. And Yaya says, well, you know, we could go back and you could be my assistant. I can help you.
Right. Immediately it goes back to, I'm above you and you're below me.
Even though they haven't left the situation yet, it already starts to shift.
Right.
And she doesn't want it to shift. So out of desperation, they show her approaching Yaya with a big rock because she's going to take care of some shit.
And that's the thing. You don't know why she wanted to go with Yaya in the first place. She could have wanted to talk to her about, hey, this is the situation with me and Carl. We're doing this and you're not involved anymore with him. She could be going out there to say, hey, no hard feelings. This is what's going on. This is going to end whenever we're out of here. So blah, blah, blah. Or it could be she's taking her out there to kill her so that Carl doesn't have a distraction anymore.
She's protecting her assets.
Yeah.
That's whatever it is, she's protecting herself. And they don't give you the ending because they show her holding the rock, having kind of a crisis of conscience. And then you've got Carl running through the woods.
Right.
And we don't know why. And that's how the movie ends. So it is very open-ended. Like,
that whole thing is open-ended.
Do we think they get off this island?
Right.
Do they succumb to their terrible situation? Do they figure out there is another part of the island that has a fucking resort on it?
Right.
Do they return to society? It doesn't matter. Like, none of that really matters, but it is definitely open-ended. So it's a strange movie where a lot happens and nothing happens.
Yeah, and before we start talking about Oscar stuff here, there's just some other things that we need to cover before we get into that. I want to talk about the fashion show at the very beginning.
Okay.
And we've talked about this before. We've watched a couple of movies where there is a lot of fashion elements, and I am not in any kind of fashion, no pun intended, in that world whatsoever. But Betsy, you love like Project Runway and a lot of those reality shows in a very like guilty pleasure kind of a way.
Oh yeah, I love watching creative people be creative.
Sure.
But I also understand that there is a lot of haute couture, high, rich, like uppity, pretentious bullshit that happens.
I was just going to say, I have written down here pretentious bullshit.
Well, literally, they have this front row of a fashion show, and there's people coordinating the front row because they get pictures taken of them, and they want only the most beautiful and most important people in the front row.
And so, Carl isn't even involved in that.
No, they have a couple of people sitting there, and they say, oh, no, you need to get up and move because we need these people who are VIPs to sit here.
Right.
And they say, oh, well, we have one more. So they make the entire row of people stand up and shift down a seat, and Carl is in the very last seat in the row, which means now he doesn't have a chair, and he just has to go sit somewhere else.
Say, go back over there.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a seat. I don't have a chair. Go back there. We don't give a shit about you.
And then during the show, it has all of this stuff like flashing on the screen behind everything. And it says cynicism masquerading as optimism. It's just some pretentious bullshit again. I keep saying it on the screen that means nothing. None of this means anything. High fashion means nothing. It is just a bunch of bullshit.
To get your money because
your money.
Because they have decided this is the standard of good taste and important people and important designers.
Yeah.
And it's expensive because we have decided it's expensive and you should wear it. And so give us your money.
Yeah. I hate that. All of it.
So what you're saying is this is your kind of movie because we're shitting on the rich.
I mean, they should have done it more, honestly. But yeah, that whole thing is just, I hated it. The conversation we already kind of talked about, them at the dinner saying it's unsexy to talk about money. They have this fight in the elevator where Carl is just like trying to keep the elevator door open just to keep the thing going. And she says, well, you're staying in my hotel room or staying in my hotel, even though when he goes there, she's not there. Like, or do they have separate rooms or something?
No, I think it is the same room, but she's mad, so she leaves.
Well, she said she was trying to fall asleep on a chair.
Yeah, I
where?
think she was in the lobby.
Really?
Yes, I think she literally would rather have tried to sleep in the lobby than go back to that hotel room with him.
God. And then he brings up the fight again about, okay, well, when you saw the bill, did you purposefully not pick it up so that I had to pay?
Yes.
And she said yes.
Because I'm really good at manipulating people.
And I don't mean to do it. No,
that's how you get ahead. When you are young and beautiful and you find your foot in the door, you use what you have, and what she has is she's young and beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, to be young and beautiful, Betsy.
I am young and beautiful. Shut the fuck up.
Bullshit.
How dare you? How dare you, Trent?
And then staying with them, like they have a fight about one of the crew members takes off his shirt and is like rubbing himself down because he's sweating.
He's wearing a jumpsuit.
Yeah, and Yaya is like flirting with him, and Carl gets jealous of that, so he goes and gets the guy fired. But he doesn't mean to get him fired.
But then he like feels bad about it. It's like, but
Yeah.
do you? Because you were willing to go and complain about this guy to his boss,
Right?
Because you didn't like that his girlfriend smiled
Said
at
hello
him.
and smiled. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have this weird back and forth, and then he goes in. The reason why he goes in there afterwards is, oh, I want to look at engagement rings. What fucking boat is selling engagement rings?
Luxury yachts. They also say at the welcome desk they have Rolexes.
Yeah.
The rich guy's like, I will buy you Rolexes. Thank you for taking a picture with me. I'm very rich.
I'm very rich. I just want to come out and say it. It's not a secret. I'm very rich. I make apps. Or I code apps. I mean, yeah, sure, but doesn't mean you're a good person.
No. But yeah, he's like, let me look at these engagement rings. Why? You don't love each other, and you know you don't love each other.
And you can't fucking afford it.
Oh yes, this one is 28,000 euro. And he goes,
Yeah, no. It's like when you're at the airport and everything costs like 50% more or more.
Because they can.
Because they can. They got you by the balls. There's no other place you can go.
Yes, if you didn't plan to propose to somebody on this boat and then you decide to propose to somebody,
Right.
you better have a ring to do it.
Exactly.
So we provide that service for you. We'll just also do it at an exorbitant rate because we know, one, you're good for it, and two...
Yeah, most people on this boat, that would be nothing to them.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like, yes, always say yes.
Right.
Have it, whatever they need.
Oh, and before we get off this couple, there was one shot that is right after part 3 starts. There is a shot of them at night, kind of like cuddling together. It's a night vision shot where it's just them in this aura, just kind of like glowing in the middle of the night, where they look terrified.
Huddled together.
That was probably one of the best shots in the entire movie.
It's definitely the only one of its kind.
Yeah.
It stands out for that reason.
Yeah, and I don't really know what the reasoning for that was, but, I mean, it looked cool.
I guess the same thing that I've been saying, like they are fragile and in a delicate spot, and they are sad, scared little babies in this situation.
They are.
And then they have to use what they have, which isn't much.
Right. That's all I had. What did you have, Betsy?
I think I pretty much covered everything I really wanted to. This is a lot to digest because there are so many like metaphors and parallels and things that you're supposed to be catching on to.
Yeah.
I love I love the fact that they're just like, fuck the rich. But
sure.
As a movie as a whole, I'm gonna have to sit with it for a little while because I wasn't blown away. I'm not like obsessed with this movie. It was sort of funny, but it's mostly just weird.
Well, it is the spectacle of watching these rich people go through hell. That's the joy of the movie that I got out of it anyway.
Fair enough.
But like overall, I think, I mean, as an Oscar movie, we can just talk about that stuff right now. As an Oscar movie, I don't know why this got nominated. Like this would have been like an okay watch, like not even like B movie. It's just like the only actor that you know in it is Woody Harrelson, except for one guy, the British dude you pointed out. He is in the Star Wars prequel trilogy as the guy who was on Naboo, who is trying to get a hold of the people who went out, saying, "You must contact me." He's that guy.
I mean, I vaguely recognized him. I knew him from something, but
you looked him up.
I would have to see him in context of that movie to understand it.
But anyway, there's nobody else in this movie that we know except for Woody Harrelson, and he is not a pivotal thing. I was right. He is not the star of the movie, but he is a star that you recognize.
He is the recognizable name in this movie. Like, they literally is the last name, and it's the biggest one, and Woody Harrelson in the credits. And also, we didn't say it, but Triangle of Sadness is apparently the part of your forehead where you're upset and you wrinkle your nose.
Yeah. you kind of like scrunch up the top of your forehead and it
In
goes down
between
to
your eyebrows.
in between your eyebrows and down to your nose.
That's your triangle of sadness.
They said the name of the movie.
They did. It has nothing to do with the Bermuda Triangle or anything like that.
Yeah, and I was wrong. They didn't crash land. They got blown the fuck up.
They did. They got blown up. But yes, to go back to Oscars, this is nominated for 3. So this is up for Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Achievement in Directing.
Directing? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have given it to editing at the very least because you have, or even like cinematography for all of the fucking Dutch angles and them having to cut it all together of the boat going back and forth and the people kind of like leaning.
Well,
in
and you know
frame.
they would have had to put this entire set on like a big mechanical device to tilt it because
Yes.
they're literally standing at an angle. It's not a camera trick.
And it's not just them leaning.
No, there's a very
That's a
specific
real
way
thing.
you have to do it.
Uh-huh.
And it's to put the whole fucking set on a mechanical device and tilt it.
Yeah.
So a lot of work went into this. We'll see. I feel like it probably doesn't have a lot of hope of taking away any Oscars.
I don't think there's a chance of any of them, honestly.
It's a smart movie. It's really smart. Maybe
Yeah.
too smart for me.
It might get like screenplay. If there's anything, it might get screenplay.
That's the most
But
likely.
no, I don't think that this movie even merits an Oscar nomination for anything.
I would disagree. I just think it's that the phenomenon of having up to 10, you
Yep.
never know which movies are going to make the cut.
Sure.
So I appreciate when more European and international movies, it's not just a sea of American filmmakers.
Sure.
Because this guy clearly has a voice and clearly has things to say.
Mm-hmm.
Is it for me? I don't know. I gotta sit with it. So, but
mean,
that's usually the case with these Oscar movies. I have to
Yeah.
sit with them for a while.
Yeah, and we're not going to have like the big bombast that other Oscar-nominated movies are going to have. Like, it's not Top Gun Maverick. It's
No.
not, All Quiet on the Western Front where it's a big war epic. This is a smaller kind of a thing. It is a commentary on like society and social class and all that kind of stuff, which I appreciate. I want there to be more of these kinds of movies.
Oh yeah,
but
satire's great.
I love it. And it's been getting awards like fucking, we mentioned it before, Parasite won Best Picture. That's all social commentary and social status and class and whatever else. But it just happens to be set in South Korea.
Well, we will see. We'll find out in a couple of weeks where this fares, if it comes away with any Oscars or it's just another one of the 10 in the pack.
Yeah.
But that's going to be it for this one. We do have an email about our previous Oscar movie that we watched. We did Elvis most recently.
Yeah.
So we have an email from Stephanie about Elvis. So this movie is too long. Tom Hanks is insane. Austin Butler is very, very good. The directorial style was too much.
Yeah, it was all kind of too much.
And again, it's just excessive to be excessive, and that's kind of Baz Luhrmann's thing, and you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's any in between. She continues, I have never seen any Elvis movies. Obviously, I've listened to a ton of his songs by way of just being alive.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Elvis lore was new to me. It was incredibly sad. I think my issue with the movie is inconsistency. The energy is inconsistent, the music is inconsistent. I just wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah, and even like the bombast of all the stuff being thrown on screen and the different perspectives, it was all inconsistent throughout the entire movie. Like the beginning has all that stuff, the ending is just the sad end of his life.
Yeah, I think it's completely fair that people are split about this because of things like that.
But agreed, Austin Butler was really good.
She goes on to say, I watched Fun Mom Dinner. My God, Molly Shannon and Toni Collette are amazing. If you want a fun fluff movie, watch it. Also watch Triangle of Sadness,
What?
but we'll talk about that later.
You'll talk about that later. We just did.
Yeah, I had to look up Fun Mom Dinner because I didn't know what that was. And I'm on board. If you just want to put on like a funny comedy with people you enjoy, it's on Netflix. So I might check it out later.
I kind of feel like you telling me who's in that movie and the title, I can probably guess about what that movie is.
Yeah, it's not an important movie. It is not a smash hit. It's just something to put on some Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and like Netflix as a service has really started to I don't know, like they're very much getting out of the business of having other people's content on their service, where like if you look at it now, it's all of it is Netflix original stuff. TV shows, movies, comedy specials, what have you. All of it is their own.
90+%.
Yeah. They just do not have anything else on their service anymore unless it is through a company that doesn't already have their own kind of streaming service already.
That's the thing. Every company has just figured out, well, why don't we just make our own streaming service? We just heard of another one yesterday, MGM.
Plus, yeah.
And you pointed out, doesn't Amazon own them?
Yeah, Amazon just bought out MGM, but if you don't want to have Amazon Prime, like the whole thing, where you get the shipping and the movies and everything else, well, then you can just pay the $5 a month or whatever it is for MGM.
Well, and some people might not appreciate Amazon. They might be those people that are like, ew, gross, I hate them as a company. But they might not be paying attention enough to realize that MGM is an extension of that now.
Yeah.
But they love James Bond, and they love this thing, and they love that thing. Like the golden age of Hollywood, half of that is on MGM. They can put all of that on their service. Which, listen, as somebody who loves old movies, that's intriguing to me. I just really don't need one other service, which is so funny because you and I talked about this. HBO was the first one to do it, but before they did it, we said we don't need cable. We just want that one channel. Wouldn't it be great if I could just stream that one channel? But now I'm drowning in all of these individual options, and it's worse than if you just paid for cable.
In some cases, yeah, because you can start and stop at any moment's notice, but what they're counting on is that you don't cancel.
You forget. And you're signed up for a ton of things.
And you know what? There's even there's a service right now that you can hire to find the services that you're paying for and help you cancel them.
Yep.
If you don't pay enough attention to your money to know where...
To bring it back around to that conversation.
If you don't spend that much time looking at your bank accounts and whatever else to see where your money's going, you can pay another service to do it for you.
Why am I still paying a subscription for that thing I haven't used in 8 months?
Exactly.
Great question.
Exactly. Fuck. Anyway.
But that is the world we live in, so it is what it is. But thank you, Stephanie, as always, for contributing an email.
Keep
I'm
it
sure
coming.
We are going to get an email from you about this episode, since you mentioned specifically Triangle of Sadness. So we look forward to hearing from you on that, but we would love to hear from other folks as well.
All of you.
Have you watched Triangle of Sadness or Elvis or any of the other Best Picture nominees? We've got 6 of them done. We've got 4 more to go, so that's going to be the next few Wednesdays leading up to Oscars.
And even talk to us about the ones that we had already done, like Top Gun. We only got one email about that, and it was a huge movie.
So we would love to hear from you. Please email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. You can find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, NeverSeenItPod1, and Twitter, NeverSeenIt_pod. We're posting all kinds of stuff on there, and we would love to hear from you through any of those mediums. You can also support the show. Would you like to become a sponsor and, pay us to watch a movie of your choosing? You could do that.
Yeah. It's happened a couple of times before.
It's happened a couple of times. You can click the link in the podcast description, and we can keep this yacht afloat.
Oh, God. No pirates, please.
No pirates. Trent is still the captain as far as we are concerned. But that's going to be it for Triangle of Sadness. As we said, we would love to hear from you. Keep tuning in for the next Oscar movies and everything else we've got sprinkled in between.
Every Wednesday an Oscar movie until we hit Oscar Sunday.
And a bunch of random movies. We also have our 200th movie coming up.
That's right.
So be sure to tune in to that in a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks.
Something like that. But in the meantime, this has been Never Seen It. Once again, I am Betsy.
And I am Trent.
And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.